Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're doing a Let's Play and early impressions for Project Third Eye VR Early Access. It released today on the Steam Store, August 18th, 2023. It normally retails for $12, and I bought this game. So like I said, this is an early access, and it's basically a physics sandbox game. The one cool thing, besides the budget price, is that there's lots of different scenarios where you can try out all the different physics and all the different tools, and there's even a way to use some of the scripting language to make your own stuff. It has script examples as well, so that's all pretty cool. Let's go ahead and let's try the racetrack. And the one thing I noticed is that the vehicle can start rolling forward, so you need to be careful of that. So we're going to start almost at the edge of the map, and let's go ahead and let's spawn a vehicle. Let's see if it rolls forward or not. So the way that you spawn vehicles is you go to spawnable objects, you go to vehicles, and then let's just get the truck, and you have this little futuristic tool here. This looks like a weapon almost, but that's how you... Oh, did we choose car? Yes, we did. Okay. So apparently we're too far back. And it already started rolling forward. Yeah, it's rolling forward. Okay, let's just get inside. And then you press right thumbstick to enter. And there we go. We're a little bit too low to the ground, but we can make do. The mirror doesn't actually work. So I am having to crouch down on my chair. I am playing seated, so keep that in mind. There is a way to adjust the height within the settings. You also have full locomotion, smooth or snap turning, I believe. There's different spawn points you can choose, and there's so many different toys to play with, along with many different vehicles, well, several different vehicles as well. And the steering, it kind of feels like maybe you have to oversteer at times. But it's, the driving here is better than a whole lot of other games, so I'm not going to complain. Not the best driving I've had in VR. Obviously, it's not going to compare with a racing game. But for being a physics sandbox tool game, the driving is acceptable. I've had issues. I did get stuck with my motorcycle on the terrain. Uh-oh. Let's see. Okay, cool. We didn't get stuck there. We just crashed. But yeah, this is pretty cool. As you can see, there's like little slits of the road that just have a big fall. I don't know if you noticed that, but on the edges of the road, sometimes you can see it has like a space between the mountain and the road, and it's like a deep cut in there. I don't know if you noticed that, which that really shouldn't happen. It should be like all road connecting. And anyways, that's how I got... watch out. Again, the steering is not the most responsive. I do find that if you lower your speed, it becomes a lot more manageable, rather than trying to steer at full speed. Like even here, wow, you see? I'm trying my best to steer, and I almost feel like I have to cross my hands to get it to steer enough. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this. I did the same track on the motorcycle, and I gotta say the motorcycle was definitely more fun. And it was more dangerous as well. And there was lots of flip overs, collisions, rollovers, so beware of that. This game is definitely not for anyone who gets queasy in VR. So you gotta have strong VR legs for this game. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The driving, I would say, is pretty solid for a physics sandbox game. And like I said, I'm really having to slow down in order for my steering to catch up. So that's why I'm going really slow, because otherwise I couldn't possibly make these turns. There we go. We got to the end of the road. Bang. Okay. So we can exit the vehicle. There we go. All right. And then what we can do is we can go to teleport points. We can go to spawn by selecting. So we start back at the beginning. And I'm just going to show a little bit of the motorcycle, but just a little bit. So let's go ahead and spawn. And we could also get the plane. That's one thing I haven't tried, but we're going to try the motorcycle here. So there we go. The motorcycle is a little bit easier to control. There we go. As promised, the motorcycle is a little bit more fun. It feels like you're a little bit more on the edge. Living on the edge. Woo. And you can do wheelies. Well, let me get a little straight road here where I can show. There we go. We did a wheelie. But I got so much other stuff to show off. I'm not gonna. And yeah, so there you go. I got stuck here, but as long as you're able to bring up the menu, it shouldn't be a problem. So let's go back to the menu. There we go. So yeah, we actually were stuck in there, and sometimes it can be difficult to get out because the menu doesn't show when there's terrain around it. So it can be tricky to get out of that situation. So I wish there was a better system to get out. So we tried the racetrack. Let's try the Ghost City. And so, as you can see, this is just an abandoned city. Not the best graphics here. And I will say this, as far as the map details and, the object detail, it really varies a lot by map. So I think the police station looks really good, and we'll probably try that out next. But yeah, some maps look a lot better than others. This is one of the poorer looking maps. Just it looks very generic, and there's not a whole lot of level of detail here. But what I wanted to show off, since this is an abandoned city, what better toy to play with than I think it's a tool, right? The web shooter. So we're gonna spawn the web shooter, and of course, you know what the web shooter does. If you know what you're doing. So there we go. We're going. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're web slinging across the city. There we go. There we go. All right. So, by the way, you can jump, although this menu shows up. And, I mean, you can sprint, and you can also jump. I did turn off the music volume, or I did lower it. So I don't know if you can hear it, but I did lower the music volume just because, I'm concerned over copyright strikes. So I went ahead and lowered the music. So if you don't hear the music, that's the reason why. It's because I lowered the volume. So yeah, pretty cool toy. But that's not the only toy, obviously. But look at the physics of that. I let go. So, like I said, that's not the only toy. There's so many toys here to play with. But the one tool that we want, let's see if I can see it. There's so many. Let's see. Is it under weapons, maybe? Oh, it's the thruster. Sorry. I almost forgot what I was doing. So again, we're going to get the thruster out. And with the thruster, you really only need one. Although if you're building something, you can put more. But basically, this is the thruster. And yeah. So you just fly. And fly wherever you want. Now, if you only hold it with one hand, you won't be able to do much with it. As you can see, the way it acts, and there's only one hand on it. It just spins around. So you got to have both hands on it. And you can build some cool stuff with this as well. I believe that's how you would make a plane. So yeah, some pretty cool toys here. Let's try out some different stuff though. And you don't have to worry about falling. In fact, let's play with one more toy. Let's play with one more toy, and then we'll call it a day as far as this abandoned building map. Which again, it doesn't look very pretty, but that's okay. It does its job with the web shooter. So now we're going to play with a different toy. Is it under props? As you can see, there's so many different props to play with. And we want the trampoline. Alright. So, we probably wanted to put this like on a top of the building. There we go. There we go. See, but you gotta time the jumps right. There we go. There we go. There we go. And pretty cool, huh? Alright. Let's go to a different map. And skate park. Actually, before we go to the skate park, let's go to the water slide. I like that one. So with the water slide, I don't think we need to spawn anything. Now, I'm just going to go on the water slide versus getting the little floaty here. But let's go ahead and let's just do it. So we're just going to get on the water slide. And there we go. Oh, man. Something simple like this is a lot of fun in VR. I am crouched and turning along. With it, I have my rotation speed pretty high in order to be able to do this. So, yeah. So instead of climbing out and walking all the way back to the top, what you can do, again, use the teleport point and just spawn. And actually, you can also save this point as well if you want. So you can save this point. There we go. So spawn point. And this time, we can use this as well to grab along. Come on. Now, as you can see, it doesn't exactly grab. The grab animation is not the best. As you can see, your hand's kind of farther away from where you're grabbing it. So, obviously this is in early access, but those are just some of the quality of life things that can really improve the experience just by, being more immersive and having little better animations, which, again, those little quality of life things just make the game more immersive when it's done properly. Alright. Woo! Like I said, you can actually grab onto this. It has real physics. And then you can just crouch and get over it. Go over the top. Now, one thing I would like to have seen is a ladder where you can go all the way to the top. Again, and the thing I don't like is the sprint button is the same as the menu button. So when you sprint, you're also bringing up the menu, which I don't like. But we can spawn more objects. There is a limit to how many things you can spawn, so beware of that. But now what we're going to do is we're going to get a tool. We're going to get the thruster again, because that's one of my favorites. So now we can go to the top. Okay. So this is going to be a little crazy. Oh, that was fun. That was crazy. That was fun. Okay, so let's go to a different map. Like I said, probably the police station is probably the best looking map, so let's just go there. Unfortunately, there's just not a whole lot to do here, really. You can spawn, I guess, some NPCs and shoot them. I guess that's what we'll do. But there really isn't a whole lot to do. You can knock stuff over, obviously. And but you look at the level of detail here compared to the Ghost City. You know, it's night and day difference here. This looks so much better. There's also a gun range where you can try out the different guns as well. But you know, unless you put some interesting stuff on the guns, it's just going to be your typical. We'll show that in a moment. But let's go ahead and let's spawn some NPCs here. So spawn NPC. Let's do Gen Z. I don't know who Gen Z is, but let's see who Gen Z is. And let's do Greg. And let's do Bob. And let's do Mila.
Stop. Name and reason, please.
Who's this? New face in town?
And let's do a weapon. And which weapon what's the... I don't know what a KM4 is. No, I don't want that. I want something a little bit more fun. Let's do the Roman light. Okay, and obviously we're gonna need the lighter if we're gonna do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's play with those. Can you hold this, sir? No? Well, I think he has his mouse open, so I think we can put it there. Ooh, I'm getting beat down. Ooh. Oh, wow, I got beat down by my own NPCs. That's what I get for using a firework and having no other weapon available. Let's go ahead and let's try a different map. Like I said, this is the best looking map, but there really isn't a whole lot to do here, which is a shame. I hope they add more stuff to specifically do here. So, like I said, I have so much to show, and I have to go quickly through some of them. Let's go ahead and let's show off the let's do the mega ramp. Or let's do the skate park actually. So here's the skate park, and you know, it looks pretty cool. Obviously, you can see the background is just like it doesn't matter, you know, it's just an effect to make it look like it has more 3D there than it is. But the map is pretty nice size, and the skate park has a pretty nice layout. Now, as you can tell, I'm not scaled properly. I don't know if it's because I'm playing seated. I'm going to stand up for this because I think it's a little bit easier if I'm playing standing with the skateboard. And let's just go. Whoa, there we go. That was pretty cool, huh? And you can grind on the rails if you can time the jump perfectly. Which I'm having trouble timing the jump. I seem to jump too far each time. There we go. We were grinding there. There we go. We're grinding some. There we go. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Obviously. In case you're wondering, it's right trigger to go forward, left trigger to go back, and then you can jump. And then obviously I'm turning with the joysticks, so in case anyone's wondering how this works. Okay, so I'm not the best skateboarder, so let's just go ahead and go to a different map. But that's a lot of fun. It really is, and I could see maybe being able to do some tricks. In fact, let me go ahead and try one before we leave. Let me go ahead and see if I can do a trick or not, because I haven't been really trying all that hard to do one right. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, it was all right. Not. I definitely need more practice if I'm going to show off any fancy tricks. So let's go ahead and let's try a different environment. Let me get off the board. Okay, let's try a different. Let's try the range. I'm sure you guys want to see that. Now, honestly, I didn't find the range to be the most interesting one, but here's the way you do it. You just put your hand down there, okay, and I have the realistic reload, so you just got to figure out how to do it. Obviously, you click the button. Obviously, if you compare it to something like hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades, it's going to be very subpar to that. So as far as, by the way, you press a button to eject the magazine. I couldn't do it just with trying to pull, I couldn't figure out how to just pull it out. It didn't work. They got a button push, and again, reload like this, and it'll vary depending on the gun model. Again, not the best. I did notice on the Meta Quest 2, let's go ahead and spawn a handgun. Let's spawn a handgun right here. Okay. So again, we reach out here, and one thing I noticed is my motion controllers are crashing against each other. So I have a hard time. This is very, right now I'm having a difficult time on the Meta Quest 2 getting this to load. Wow. So you see that? It's so difficult. I'm basically crashing my controllers against each other, and they're just... I can't do it. I think I could do it on the other handgun, but not on this one. Yeah, it's just... I don't know if you can hear that, but my motion controllers are hitting against each other, and I just can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. Let's go ahead and use the spawn object to get another different gun model. I think the P350 I can, but it's also difficult on the P350 as well. So again, very difficult, more difficult than it needs to be. Oh man, yeah. As you can see, it's getting close. There we go. I was able to do it. But yeah, that shouldn't, and the gun angle is too high by default. Alright, so that's enough of the gun range. Like I said, the gun range isn't really the most interesting part of this game, but there's different toys you can play with, and that's what makes it really fun. So, let's do the ski resort. So we're going to do two different things here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pick it up, and I'm just going to go over here. And I'm going to pick it up from here. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. I am playing seated right now, by the way. I should probably stand up for this part. But there we go. Let's go ahead and pick it up. Sorry. And what happened here is that it got stuck. So we're gonna have to fix it. So this shows the real physics here. The fact that it got stuck shows how good the physics are, believe it or not. So, but I know how to fix it because this happened before. So right now it's stuck, but it's stuck because one of those handles is stuck on the machine, which is pretty impressive physics if you ask me. Here you go. It's stuck. Oh wow, come on. Now I gotta get it unstuck. Come on. Come on, you can do it. It's almost unstuck. It's really stuck. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. That's pretty cool, huh? Now we don't have our skateboard on, our ski board on, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit. There's also an infinite hill where you can just constantly go down on your skateboard, which is pretty cool. You can try some different jumps and different tricks, and it's a lot of fun. So anyways, for just $12, I think this is a pretty good deal. I know a lot of people are oh, come on. You know what? I'm gonna have to move the board over here. Okay, let's see if I can fix it. So as you can see, right now I'm stuck in the terrain. I'm stuck in the geometry of this object. And I think we almost got it out. There we go. Oh, come on. We almost got it out. So I think it helps if I'm off this board, honestly. I think the board just makes it more difficult. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be on this side because I get stuck way too often on that side. And we'll wait for the next one to come. There we go. There we go. Now we're on the board. We're doing it. And you can obviously jump. You can, if you can handle it, you can do a bunch of 360s. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. I definitely think I got my $12 worth right here. And yeah, this is pretty crazy. Let's see if we can... no, we can't grind on the rail. Alright, so let's go to a different map. Oh, crap. Let's go to a different map. Unfortunately, I can't try all of them. Let's try the boxing ring. Okay, so this is the boxing ring. Let's go ahead and let's do some combat. The one odd thing is that there's no boxing gloves. I was really surprised. At least I didn't see any boxing gloves, which, you know, if you have a boxing ring, you have to have boxing gloves as a prop or tool to use. But anyways, let's get an NPC. Let's beat up on Greg, because Greg had a punchable face, if I remember correctly.
Name and purpose. No game.
Oh, okay. So he brought a gun to a boxing ring, so we're gonna have to counter that. So we're going to bring whatever that is. Okay, so there we go. So you wanted to bring a gun, huh? Why does it call CB? Why is it not called AK-47? All right, Greg. Any last words, Greg? Now, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of gore here. You cannot dismember body parts. There's not a whole lot of blood or anything of that nature. So, yeah, let's go ahead and spawn somebody else as well. Let's NPCs. Let's do Bob as well.
Never seen you before.
And let's try a different weapon. So he brought a melee weapon. Let's do the longsword. Or should we use... No, let's use the longsword. Not as big as I thought it would be. But here we go. Any last words? So as you can see, it's just not very violent or gruesome. Probably one thing that can be improved. And as you can see, initially you see like lots of blood and stuff, but eventually it just goes away. As you can see, it's already going away. So yeah, a little disappointing there. Let's clear them up. So the way you clear it up is you go to your spawnable objects and you just do clear all. And unfortunately cleared off even some things that I didn't want cleared off. I wish there was a way just to clear what you put into the scene, not everything else. Some things there was like some dummies that got spawned out as well, that were deleted as spawned objects. But it doesn't matter. We'll just do without. So let's go ahead and let's bring another NPC. Let's do Mila, I guess. So let's do Mila.
Right there. Identity and purpose now.
And Genzi. Okay. So we're going to go back to doing fireworks. Because obviously. We're going to do the Super Boulder 2. Which I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I know what it is. And let's do the lighter. And Greg, can you hold this?
Respect my personal space, please.
What?
Unnecessary touching isn't cool. Respect my personal space. You've pushed me too far.
Okay, enough of that. I don't want to get too crazy. I want to keep this video on YouTube without any issues. I don't know what kind of crazy things you can do in this game. But let's do something else. Let's do one last thing before we call it a night. So what do we want to do? Let's do the Boulder Hall is a little disappointing. I almost hate to select it, but this is Boulder Hall. And it looks cool. It looks like it'd be something that's pretty cool. You have like a little indoor rock climbing gym, which might seem cool, but just there's not much to the climbing here, unfortunately. There's just not a whole lot to it, really. I mean, honestly, there's just not a whole lot to this. And as you can see, you don't actually grab on them too well. So, again, that's something that can be improved in early access. But yeah, this is honestly a little disappointing. The climbing should have been more immersive or, just a better layout that's more fun to climb. This is just, kind of ho-hum. Kind of like the police station. It's, kind of like a dud. Where it looks like it'll be cool, but there's not a whole lot to do. Let's go ahead and let's try some other stuff. So we'll do one last thing, which is the island. So we're going to do the island. Now, again, the island doesn't look great, but it has this fun part here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use let's spawn a vehicle. What do we want to use? Let's use a ATV. All right. So there we go. Oh, whoa, no! Ooh. We're already twisting and turning and all kinds of mayhem already. Well, the good thing is that if we miss the ramp, we can actually drive on water on our ATV. And it does flip over a lot, so you do need your VR legs. I can handle it, I enjoy it, but I know not everyone is going to be able to handle it. So definitely this is for VR veterans. But here we go. You can drive around the island. It kind of looks like a Battle Royale map. That's what it looks like. Obviously with not the best textures. And it's having trouble getting over this hill, so we're gonna get off and let's just run. Actually, let's just spawn at the. Let's go teleport and spawn at the spawn location. All right, and let's spawn a vehicle. And let's do a monster truck this time. So let's get on our little monster truck here. So we have to climb it. Put our little... There we go. Alright, there we go. Can be a little difficult to see over the overhead board. There we go. There we go. We're doing it. We're doing it. And we're gonna climb, we're gonna jump over this ramp here. Woo! This is crazy. Alright, we did it. We're alive. We live to tell the tale. But as you can see, I'm a little bit too high. So one of the things that can be improved in this game is just, your set height within the vehicle so you can clearly see. Because obviously my view is a little obstructed. And, little bumps on the road can really cause you to lose your traction and, start rolling over and lose control. Which is, part of the fun, but I like to have it a little bit more stable. So, yeah, this is going to end my Let's Play Early Impressions. Honestly, I had a lot of fun playing this game. It's only $12. I only paid $12. But I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to compare it to some of the other, physics sandbox games. Quite frankly, they're in a different price range. I think this is fun for what it is. I really enjoyed it. I think in some ways it's better than others, but definitely in some ways it needs more. But it is in early access. I would say this is a nice start to early access. I'm really excited for the future of this game. And I can't wait for the full release to see where this goes. Hopefully it gets improved and it gets lots of updates, because I did run into some bugs. But overall, this is an enjoyable game, enjoyable physics sandbox, and I do recommend it. Early impressions, if I have to rate it now as is, I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. Like I said, I think this is a solid start to early access. Yeah, there is jank. You'll run into some bugs as well. Not everything works, and it's not as smooth and polished as it needs to be. But for early access, this is a very good start. And like I said, it's budget price, so definitely I can forgive some of the faults for this game, because what's here is a lot of fun, and I've been having a blast playing this game. I think I already got my money's worth playing this, to be honest with you guys. I look forward to the future of this game. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. This has been my Let's Play Early Impressions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.